On November 27, 2019, there was an explosion at the TPC plant in Port Neches Groves. There was 3 workers on a job that was hurt, but there was also 1 fatality, and this person didn't have anything to do with it. He was just a normal civilian around the catastrophe, and he ended up dying. What is Butadiene? Well, this particular company, they made over 10,000 pounds of Butadiene at the South Unit. So, it is a colorless glass used to make rubber, plastics, and resins, causes cancers, short-term effects or irritation of eyes, nose, throat, and lungs, low exposure. High exposures, you get neurological effects such as blurred vision, headache, and dizziness. This is the effects of Butadiene. This is what the plant was producing, and this is what exploded. Okay, here you have, this is the flow, and this describes the process of how the company creates the Butadiene. You use water and crude Butadiene, and it goes through a water wash. And ultimately, it goes to the final fractionization phase. The final fractionization stage, it churns the water and the crude Butadiene together to make your Butadiene. But the thing is, the Butadiene has to stay a certain level, Fahrenheit. And what caused the explosion, for about 2 minutes, the Butadiene went from around 60, 70 degrees Fahrenheit to below 0. And this caused an explosion from the A to B pump. And they use suction pumping, which means that the pumps from pump A to pump B, it comes together. So if pump A would mess up, it would mess up point B. This right here is popcorn polymer, okay? This is a solid substance. Popcorn polymer can form in process vessels containing a high concentration of Butadiene. Popcorn polymer is a hard, porous, opaque material created when oxygen reacts with Butadiene in various areas of Butadiene at the production plant. From September 6th to 2019 through the date of the incident, that's 82 days, the final fractionator from A to B transfer pump was out of service. This pump was seen to have popcorn polymer. Like it was out. It wasn't in commission. Like it was out for 82 days. Oxygen reacts with Butadiene to form peroxides. Butadiene peroxides react with Butadiene to form popcorn polymer. This is how it's made. So, after the suction pump failed from A to B, we know that popcorn polymer was present. Even the company knew this was present. It was poor by the company to keep this equipment on the job line and not replace it. The catastrophe caused widespread damage throughout the surrounding community and forced more than 60,000 residents of Neches, Groves, Nederland, Central Gardens, Bozar Gardens, and Puerto Parata to evacuate their homes through Thanksgiving Day. This made 60,000 people evacuate their homes around Thanksgiving because the Butadiene was just all over them, everywhere. You know, you can't track it once it's in the air. And as I stated to you earlier, this is a cancerous carcinogen that can hurt humans if breathed in. The company that owns the facility, Port Neches, has been fined $275,000 over the past 10 years. The EPA Protection Agency calls these high priority environmental violations. that could have been avoided with better maintenance according to both the state and federal records. So for the last 10 years, the management hasn't been good at all. Like, it keeps getting fines repeatedly, and the EPA is on to them way before the explosion even happened. I say bad management. One of the hazard controls was the TPC were supposed to keep track of their Butadiene levels for every 15 minutes in February 2018 and post on their website. The only problem is they did not start updating their website until March 2019, leaving a 13-month window to where none of the data was logged and recorded. If you don't log it, if you don't take note of it, it doesn't matter. It doesn't count. It's just like it never happened. And as you can see, it never happened for them to upload the ratings. 29 CFR 1910-119 means if organizational changes necessitate changes to process chemicals, technology, equipment, procedures, or facilities, and management on change procedure would be required to ensure that resulting changes are managed and implemented in a manner that assures continued safe operations. So, in other words, if you have new management that comes along, they need to learn what chemicals the plant have, what protective measures that they could use to make proactive decisions for the safety of the employees and the plant. And they failed to do this multiple times. In conclusion, I gave this Butadiene explosion a 1A. For one, 3 employees was hurt, and there was 1 fatality on the job. And oh, did I mention that they got fined over $500 million worth of damage to their facility, and a lot of the employees and management got fired because of the carelessness of this case. 60,000 people had to evacuate. It's just horrible. Like, the community is still recovering from this. And just got to be mindful of what you're doing, what measures that you have going when you're working with chemicals like Butadiene. Thank you.